The Michigan Wolverines, heading down the famed tunnel at Michigan Stadium, have still never lost a home game under Brady Hoke. 18 straight wins. Just over 10 minutes until kickoff at the Big House between Indiana and Michigan. And we look at our Buffalo Wild Wings matchup of the day. It is strength against strength. That Hoosiers offense scores a lot. Michigan's defense has certainly outperformed its offense this year. See the Hoosiers leading the Big Ten in both passing yards and long plays. So this will be a challenge for that Michigan D. Who do you guys like in this one?
I like Michigan, and I do think they'll have a more productive run game than they've had in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I like Michigan as well, and I think they'll be able to step up and meet the challenges on the defensive side of the football because they'll be challenged, particularly down the football field with this Indiana passing attack.
Be interesting how much Greg Madison pressures them. You know, he's got all those different packages. See if they can hold up to the pressure.
So you both like Michigan. What would it take for Indiana to win?
They'd have to win the turnover battle, and they'd have to play good run defense. They're certainly good enough on offense to do it, but they need the turnovers and the run defense.
And I think you add special teams to that. A special teams touchdown would also help them. But I think this game can be closer than I guess most people would think because they have gotten better on the defensive side of football, and they can move the ball offensively, but they can't turn it over.
Well, the Hoosiers have not won in Ann Arbor since 1967, which was before two-thirds of us were born.
Two-thirds of the network?
Two-thirds of us here at this desk. Let's go to Matt Devlin.
Why does he get you can't get back at it?
Yeah, it's okay. We'll give you.
Belleville, Michigan. Drum Major Jeff.
It has rained on and off throughout the day in Ann Arbor, Michigan, but nothing can dampen the pageantry of game day at the Big House.
And blue faithful join in a rousing chorus of the Victors. Salute the Hoosiers of Indiana.
BTN football is presented by John Deere. The Indiana Hoosiers are here in Ann Arbor getting set to take on the 24th ranked Michigan Wolverines. Indiana 3-3 on the season. Michigan 5-1. Both teams in conference play are 1-1. The Michigan Wolverines leaving their locker room, heading down the tunnel, getting set to enter Michigan Stadium, the Big House.
Well, you know, I've walked down that tunnel a number of times. Never as a Wolverine, but I can just tell you one thing. When you're walking out there to play in the Big House, the greatest football game, greatest game ever invented, college football, it's something special.
The 62nd meeting between Michigan and Indiana. Brady Hoke and the Michigan Wolverines are a perfect 18-0 here at home. That 18-game home winning streak is the longest in the country as the Wolverines continue to fill up the tunnel before they take to the field. They have won 17 straight against Indiana. The Wolverines making their way out of the tunnel, getting set to take the field. The Wolverines of Michigan. everyone. Matt Devlin alongside the coach, Glenn Mason. Certainly glad to have you along as we get set for football between Michigan and Indiana from the Big House. Now for the Michigan Wolverines, coach, a week ago, a very tough loss down in State College, Pennsylvania against Penn State in 4 overtimes. And for Indiana, they were coming off of a win at home against Penn State. They traveled to East Lansing. They lost to Michigan State.
The challenge for Michigan is don't let one team beat you twice. What I'm talking about there, we talk about as coaches all the time. You talk about a bizarre game, Penn State, Michigan. If you don't watch out, you're still talking about that game on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And if you are, that doesn't help you beat Indiana.
Well, you got to watch out because Indiana's offense, it is high octane. In fact, talking to their head coach, Kevin Wilson, he said it's fast break. And we're not talking fast break basketball. It's fast break football.
Well, it's really fun to watch when you think that they're running one play every 19.8 seconds, and not just running plays, they're running big plays, and not just big plays, they're scoring points. I tell you, it can be a real challenge for any defense.
The Indiana Hoosiers, as they get set, they are getting set to take on Michigan as they enter the field here at the Big House, and it is time for the Longhorn Steakhouse keys to victory.
Well, for Indiana, they got to prevent the big play. They're last in the league in defense, but they've been playing better. But last week against Michigan State, they gave up 3 runs for over 100 yards. You can't let that happen. And for Michigan, Devin Gardner, you got to eliminate the turnovers. You know, that Michigan offense, when they don't turn the ball over or Devin Gardner doesn't turn the ball over, they play pretty well.
All right, time for our national anthem here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Here on this Saturday, it's the Michigan Wolverines and the Indiana Hoosiers. It'll be the first time that a Brady Hoke-led team will take on a Kevin Wilson-led team of Indiana. Let's go down to John Jansen. John?
Coach, offensively, you've had a turnover bug this year. What does the team have to do today to protect the football?
Well, obviously, you know, we've got to be as conscious as we can about decisions we make and taking care of it. We've got to protect better at times so that we don't get hit from behind. And we just got to do a good overall job, John, of taking care of the football.
Offensively or defensively for you guys, offensively for Indiana, they play at such a fast-paced tempo. What do you have to do? Any changes today to the defense to match that pace?
You know, not really. We'll do what we normally do. We play a lot of guys up front in the front 7, so we'll keep doing that. Maybe some guys in the back end.
Great. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, John.
All right, let's take a look at the Michigan Impact players. And, of course, you started with Taylor Lewan. Didn't play in the second half last week in State College. He will play here today.
Well, you got to start with Taylor because they have all kinds of problems in the offensive line. They will play him at tackle and at tight end. And then how about Devin Funchess? He's not really a tight end. They move him to wide out, getting big plays, causes a lot of matchup problems. And then Jake Ryan, the outstanding linebacker, but more importantly, the leadership he'll provide this football team.
For Indiana, Tevin Coleman, their running back, 8 rushes. That's tied for first in the Big Ten.
Well, you look at this guy, I can tell you, if you ever play the pass against Indiana, he'll kill you with the run. He had a 64-yarder against Michigan State. And then Cody Latimer. I really like this guy. He can take a short little catch and turn it into a home run. And then defensively, Greg Heben, the only senior on defense. He'll have to come up big today.
All right, let's send it over to John Jansen. He is standing by with the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, Kevin Wilson. John?
Coach, first opportunity to get a win here since you've been in the Big Ten. 1967 was the last victory here for Indiana.
It's my first time up here, so I'm looking
how
forward to it.
big would it be for you to get a win?
It's not like any win. Any win's big. It's my first time, so I'm excited to be here.
Any chance that the weather is going to change the game plan for your offensively?
No, it's going to be the same for both teams. It'll be a lot of fun.
Right, thanks, Coach.
Great job.
Kevin Wilson, his first time here in the Big House. Michigan wins the toss. They will defer. Kevin Wilson, his team coming off of a loss at Michigan State. However, they were impressive in their last home game. We saw them at home against the Penn State Nittany Lions. As you take a look at the weather conditions, 48 degrees. It has been raining on and off throughout the day. In fact, about 15 minutes ago, the skies started to part a little bit, and you could see the sun try to find its way through here to the Big House as a rainbow appeared beyond Michigan Stadium. Matt Wilder Jr. will kick it off for the Michigan Wolverines.
Weather doesn't matter in football. That's the only game. We play it in rain or shine or cold, wind, snow. It doesn't matter. The game goes on.
D'Angelo Roberts and Stephen Houston back for the Indiana Hoosiers. And we are underway here in Michigan. A sidewinding kick that rolls through the end zone, and the Indiana Hoosiers will come out. Their starting quarterback is Nate Sudfeld. Sudfeld, he can put up some big-time numbers, has a big arm. 6'5", 230 sophomore from Modesto, California, Coach.
Well, he operates this passing offense to perfection. He's not a runner, and that doesn't mean that he can't take off and run, but he'll look to throw the ball first.
And we may see Trey Roberson in at quarterback as well for Indiana. 3 wide receivers set. Devin Coleman in the backfield. Play action. Sudfeld rolling out of the pocket. Throws a wobbly pass, but it is caught by Cody Latimer. Latimer is 1 reception away from 100 in his career. When he gets to 100, he'll be the 4th receiver on Indiana with 100 or more catches in a career. They like to whip it around, and this time up top to Shane Wynn. Wynn is knocked out of bounds by Taylor.
Talking to Kevin Wilson about the tempo of this offense, and he doesn't worry the pressure it puts on defense. The only thing that he ever worries about is that offensively they go 3 and out. They got to keep moving the ball.
Out of the shotgun, it is 3rd down. And now coming up, changing the play. The center, Colin Rarig, communicating to his offensive line. Sudfeld for the 1st down to Ted Bolzer, the tight end, and Bolzer out of his right hand. Incomplete. And Indiana will punt.
Well, the decision by Michigan to defer and then stop him at 3 and out and get the ball back, that's exactly why you defer. Big advantage for Michigan right now.
Eric Toth is the punter. Toth punting it toward Drew Dillio. Dillio is out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and Devin Gardner will lead the Michigan Wolverines out onto the field.
Well, we know that number 98 there, he can run the football, but, he can do it all. His problem has been turnovers. They think he's really improved fundamentally. He needs to improve decision-making process, but I can tell you that coaching staff has lost 0 confidence in this young man.
Devin Gardner with 10 interceptions this season. It has been a concern against Minnesota here at home. They did not have a turnover. Here's Gardner to the near side. Gardner, and the pass is complete to Jeremy Gallant. Or are they saying incomplete? And it's going to be incomplete.
Well, Michigan came
2nd and 10.
Michigan came right out in an unbalanced formation, and they've been doing a lot of that to give them a little bit more push in the running game. So they're breaking the tendency there. They lined up in unbalanced and went with the pass.
The sure-handed Gallen has that one slip right through the fingertips. It's 2nd and 10. Gardner under center. Gallen in motion on a handoff, an end around, trying to get outside, now cutting back the other way. And a great job by this Indiana defense. Flo Harden comes in and makes a stop. Doug Mallory, a Michigan product, is a defensive coordinator, assistant head coach for the Indiana Hoosiers, in a loss of 6.
Well, there's a lot of connection with those Malorys in Michigan. You know, he played here. His 2 brothers played here. His dad was an assistant coach at Ohio State, head coach at Indiana, head coach at Colorado, head coach at Northern Illinois. That is a football family.
Third down and long. Gardner out of the shotgun. Fitz Toussaint in the backfield. And penalty marker down.
Play of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Jerry McGinn, our referee. And that was, you know, we talked to Brady Hoke yesterday. They talked about last week and some of the issues there. He said, look, that was my fault, delay a game a week ago in State College.
Well, we used to put all the pressure on the quarterback for delay game, but you can call timeout from the sideline, so everybody should be watching the play clock.
It's 3rd and 20. Gardner dropping back to the 15, now steps up. Gardner still keeping his eyes downfield, tucks it under, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe another yard, as Darius Latham, the true freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, and North Central High School, makes a stop in a pickup of 11.
Well, when you get to that distance, defense, you say, hey, you know, just keep him in front of us. So what if he runs for 10 or 11 yards? Tackle him, they got to give the ball up.
Matt Wild to punt. A junior from San Diego, California, to Shane Wynn, a junior from Cleveland, Ohio. Off the side of his foot, it is taking a Wolverine bounce inside the 30, down to the 28. 36-yard punt here at the Big House. It's Michigan and Indiana.
Football on BTN is presented by John Deere. The off-road just got roomier. The new Gator XUV 825i S4, now with seating for 4. And brought to you by Case IH. Be ready with the proven leader. Visit caseih.com/efficient power. And by USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of current and former military members and their families.
Second series for the Indiana Hoosiers against the 24th ranked Michigan Wolverines. In the shotgun, Nate Sudfeld. Sudfeld now looks over to the sideline once again. They'll change everything up. Jacob Bailey, a redshirt freshman from Carmel, Indiana, getting the start at right guard. And they'll run right, and that is Tevin Coleman, and James Ross, the third, comes in and makes a stop after a pickup of 4. Auto Owners Insurance defense for the Michigan Wolverines. They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 7 consecutive games. It is now 2nd down. Dana Bolzer, the tight end, split out. Handoff, inside handoff. Here's Coleman. Coleman moving the pile. And Desmond Morgan comes in to make the stop. And Coach, you think about Indiana, this fast pace. They really like to throw the ball, but Coleman, as you mentioned, in the impact players, he can run the football.
If they get the look that they want, they won't hesitate to call Coleman's number. And if they got him numbered up front, they can break big ones.
Averages 6+ yards a carry. 3rd down now. Sudfeld with plenty of time fires, and the pass is complete to Nick Stoner. And Channing Stribling, the true freshman from Matthews, North Carolina, and Butler High School comes in and makes a stop. Better get lined up in a hurry. Sudfeld down the sideline. Touchdown, Cody Latimer. 59 yards. His 100th career catch. His 4th touchdown. Latimer so dangerous in getting back to that line of scrimmage in a hurry in that quick strike ability of Indiana.
Well, you've got to credit the Indiana offense and that chain gang over there. They got those chains set so fast, and you know, typically on a defense against fast break offense, when there's a first down, you think you got a little bit more time. They got caught flat-footed there.
Talked about it in the open, this high-octane offense and how quick they can strike. Kevin Wilson, his belief, hey, look, we got to just keep scoring. Not necessarily about getting stops.
Well, you can see the quarterback, Taylor, was not ready to play. He let Latimer run right by him. Hey, I was wrong. I said those chain guys really hustled and got it set real quick. You got to take a look at this. Okay, freeze it right there. Now, Indiana's ready to go. Taylor, the back, is not ready to go, but check the chains and what happens when the ball is snapped. This is how fast they go. Those chains weren't even set. Ball's in play. It snapped. Touchdown.
The officials will go off of the lineman's foot as long as that is set. They can go ahead and run that play. Plays of 40-plus yards. So dynamic, this Indiana offense. 17th pass of 40 or more yards as Mitch Ewald will kick to Dennis Norfleet and Drew Dillio. Both are back for the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan down 7-0. Taken by Norfleet. Norfleet trying to get some room. He's at the 20. Sidesteps and spins around. Mitch Ewald. Norfleet still on his feet. Caught from behind. Dragged down at the 45-yard line by Steven Funderburk. A 47-yard return for Norfleet.
Well, obviously, it's good. Watch him here. He has a little bit of patience, and then typically on a big return, you got to beat somebody. He beat 3 guys right there, and then he's got great vision. I tell you, you better corral that guy. One guy is not going to bring him down.
Great field position. They're going to mark it at the 44 for the Wolverines. Jakari Alexander, 5th-year senior from Winter Haven, Florida, now on his feet. Sudfeld, just that quick strike to Cody Latimer. Latimer, his 100th career reception. 7-0 Indiana. Devin Gardner, and how much pressure now on Michigan to respond, and the turnover issues for the Michigan Wolverines. Fitzgerald Toussaint slips inside the Hoosier territory in a pickup of 9. Antonio Allen getting the start for Mark Murphy here on this Saturday. He comes in, the true freshman out of Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis, makes the tackle.
This should be a good matchup for the Michigan offense because they want balance. They want to get the running game going. And let's not forget that Indiana is dead last in defense in the Big Ten Conference.
How much is that as their quick strike offense, Coach? Toussaint with room. Toussaint bounces to the outside, inside the 40, down to the 47 as Greg Heben and Flo Hardin come in and make the tackle. Let's go to Dave Remsen in our Chicago studios.
Thank you, Matt. Iowa striking first at the Horseshoe. Jake Rudock to C.J. Fedorowicz. His 3rd TD grab of the year. It's the first time all season the Bucs have allowed an opening drive that resulted in a touchdown.
All right, it will be in Iowa City next week for Northwestern against Iowa. Gardner, a big-time throw. He finds Jeremy Gallon. Gallon has made a reception now in 33 consecutive games, and a pickup of 15 as David Cooper makes the tackle.
Matt, you asked me about the Indiana defense. How much is that a result of how they play offense? Well, sure, it's a result. You know, when you're weak on defense, you'd sure like to have a ground running attack. 3 yards at a clip, get first downs, and keep that last place defense on the sideline.
From the 23, Gardner with Toussaint in the backfield. On a handoff, Toussaint with a huge hole. Toussaint inside the 15 and a pickup of 11. Antonio Allen makes a tackle. Last week, 27 carries, 27 yards. Not the case today.
Well, look at that hole right there. That's got to be a pleasant surprise for Michigan fan and coaches, because they've really had a lot of problems. And let's not forget, they got new guys at the guard position today.
Joey Brzezinski getting the start at left guard, and Eric Magnuson getting the start at right guard. Gardner on a keeper. Gardner dances into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Seventh touchdown of the season for Devin Gardner. 13-yard run on the keeper.
Well, they ran the option play, and he ran it into perfection. And, you know, I think that's the thing. That's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for Michigan. When they get that running game going, because he's a dangerous runner, then all of a sudden those passes are going over him. He makes the right decision, right throws. There'll be a good offense.
Brendan Gibbons, he's made a school record 128 consecutive PATs. Here's Gardner. A great move around the true freshman, TJ Simmons. Tied at 7 with 8:07 to go here in the first quarter. What happens when college football's most storied rivalry isn't decided on the field? Tiebreaker, a BTN documentary that examines the memorable 1973 Ohio State and Michigan 10-10 tie and the controversy that followed that would change college football forever. Don't miss Tiebreaker, BTN original, premiering this November.
A long time ago, but it's a great story. If you don't know it, haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
Stephen Houston along with D'Angelo Roberts back, and this one will not be brought out. Let's go back to last week, that run game for Michigan, Coach.
Well, the old adage, if you don't control the line of scrimmage, you're going to be in trouble. You see Gardner fumbling the ball, and that's not his fault. He can't see a guy come off the back end. And a running back, if he can't get back to the line of scrimmage, I don't care who you are, you're not going to gain yards. Offensive line's got to play better. They're playing decidedly better so far.
Michigan, last drive, 4 rushes for 41 yards. Indiana tied at 7. Sudfeld with directions to the offensive line. Coleman, the running back. Cody Latimer up top. Sudfeld fires on a slant to Latimer. Latimer with a first down. A 13-yard pickup for Cody Latimer as it was taken off of the turf by Thomas Gordon.
Well, if you have a corner and he's rolled up and he's lined up outside, you can't stop that play.
Firing short to the near side to Kofi Hughes. Incomplete. It's going to be second down now. Sudfeld is 5 of 7 for 86 yards. You see the average time between plays. That was the last drive. Poses a very difficult challenge for the defense. They got to get lined up. Part of it is that they'll use one word to get in to what they want defensively. Coleman straight up the middle, and he is hit by Joe Bolden.
It was great talking to Greg Madison, defensive coordinator from Michigan, about that. He said, you know, we used to call plays under, cover 2, text, press. Now we got to say apple. One word. Don't have time to talk.
3rd and 5. Indiana looks at the defense of Michigan, then they relay to the sideline, and now back to the quarterback. Jake Ryan in his second game back, coming in off of the edge. And the pass is broken up with a hard hit by Taylor.
Well, he got burned on the takeoff against Latimer, but he didn't get burned there, baby. He was ready for that one. That's what you got to do. Pitch and catch. They got to hold on to it. I don't care what kind of football you play. It's still a contact sport.
Dead Bulls are unable to bring that one in tightly. Raymond Taylor comes in with a hard hit. Jeremy Gallon is back for Michigan, calling for it. A fair catch taken at the 19. 37-yard punt off of the right foot of Eric Toth. Here from the Big House, tied at 7. Michigan here on this overcast day. It's been raining on and off throughout the day here in Ann Arbor. Indiana with a quick strike. Devin Gardner responded in the last series. Here in the opening quarter, Gardner under center. No fire up top. Here's Jeremy Gallon sidestepping. Gallon with a ton of room at the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Can Greg Heben catch up to him? He does. Finally wraps him up. But a huge 71-yard pickup for the Michigan Wolverines on this rainy day. And an Indiana Hoosier is down back at the 33-yard line.
Well, you're going to see this is nothing more than the fire screen I talk about all the time. I love this play because it's low risk, but there's a chance for a big play. You got to credit the offensive line getting out there on the screen play, and if you give that guy, Gallon, that much room, he's going to get a big play.
Sheets of rain falling here in Ann Arbor. Graham Glasgow was the offensive lineman that was running down the center. The sophomore out of Aurora, Illinois. Officially a 70-yard play.
You know, it's early in the game, but we talked about in the open, Matt, about don't let one team beat you twice because of the possible hangover from that unbelievable finish against Penn State. Is there any doubt that the Wolverines came ready to play today?
No doubt whatsoever. And Gallon, as Greg Heben, the safety, able to finally catch up to him.
That's what you call a touchdown saving tackle, obviously. And a lot of times that looms big because they're not in the end zone yet. If he doesn't make that play, it's 7 points.
Stephen Funderburk getting helped off of the field. And the rain really picking up. This could be the hardest of the day. From the 11-yard line. Handoff. Toussaint trying to get around to Bobby Richardson before he's tackled by T.J. Simmons. The Auto Owners Insurance defense, keep an eye on Bobby Richardson. Leads the defensive line with 25 tackles. That's Nick Mangieri, number 56. There's a freshman, T.J. Simmons from Lakeland, Florida. Has done a solid job for Doug Mallory's defense. You look at the defense of Indiana, there is a lot of youth right now getting some tremendous experience in Big Ten play. Gardner on a handoff. Toussaint unable to get by Bobby Richardson as he comes in, wraps him up for a 3-yard loss.
You know, it's exciting to see a guy start developing like Bobby Richardson, as the Indiana coaches kept talking about that. And, you know, that's another foul up on the offensive line. And there's probably problems with communication. We keep talking about that, but there's no position in football that every guy relies on each other to play effectively like the offensive line.
Joey Brzezinski right now being attended to. Just pulls up there. This is an offensive line that has really struggled, you know, finding. This is earlier, and you see him grab his left leg again.
Yeah, he's got something going in because he's not being hit. He's not being rolled on. He's got some type of problem. And
Kyle Bosch, the true freshman, comes in, number 65 for the Michigan Wolverines. From St. Charles, Illinois, went to St. Francis High School. Third down now for Michigan. Last 2 run plays, -7. Gardner fires. Gowan comes down with it. Tim Bennett there. Did he control it? They're ruling it a catch.
Well, it's a good pass. Yeah, I think he controlled it all with the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, he got that. Great concentration. I talk all the time about wide receivers. You catch the ball with your eyes. They know they're going to catch it with their hands, but you got to look the ball, and if you start looking who's going to hit you, you're probably going to drop it.
4th down now. Gardner under center. Fitz Toussaint into the end zone. Michigan on the board again here in the first quarter. 2-yard run, his 8th touchdown.
Well, if I venture to say that decision wasn't made right there just now, that was during the week. They've had offensive line problems, and Brady Hoke told those guys up front, if we come to a 4th down on the goal line, I'm going to call a running play, and my gosh, you better get it in the end zone.
Yeah, you talk to the coaches, and we were talking to John Jansen as well about this. Great offensive lineman. And yourself, typically, yeah, throughout the course of the season, you have to make changes with the offensive line, and that's due to injuries. But here you are 7 weeks in and still looking to find that chemistry up front to run the ball that they want to run the way they want to run here into Michigan. And this is what led to the 2-yard touchdown run for Toussaint. Michigan up 14-7. Michigan up 14-7 with 4:33 remaining here in this first quarter. Let's bring in John Jansen. John?
Joey Brzezinski's got an issue with his left knee right now. They're assessing it on the sideline to find out whether he's going to be back or not. But I tell you what, this offensive line, first drive started slow. Since then, they've been able to drive off the ball. They've allowed that running back to get into that line of scrimmage before he has to make his cut. That's where they've had success in the run game and allowed them to have success in the pass protection game.
Joey Brzezinski, the left guard, getting the start today for Chris Bryant. Brzezinski last week played in the second half. Chris Bryant started the last 2 weeks. Coming up tonight, it's a Leaders Division clash when Melvin Gordon and the powerful Badgers battle Nathan Shieldhouse in the Illini under the lights in Champaign, Illinois. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, presented by Buick on BTN and BTN to go. First down from the 25. Tevin Coleman is the running back. Nate Sudfeld on a handoff. Coleman bounces off a would-be tackler, gets up close to the 30-yard line. As Keith Heitzman comes in, Coleman's carried it 4 times for 16 yards.
Well, they'd rather throw the ball, but as I mentioned, they'll run it. You give them the right look.
Here's Coleman with a big hole and close to a first down before Blake Countess comes in.
They don't have a lot of running plays. They'd like to run that inside zone, or they'll run that jet sweep to the outside. And they're going to run that inside zone if they don't get the spacing. And that's the play that they broke it for 64 yards against Michigan State a week ago.
3rd and short. One for 3 on 3rd down. Coleman trying to push the pile forward, and he is able to pick up the first down for Indiana. Jabril Black and Blake Countess there. It's 1st and 10, and quickly lining up again. Flag is down. Cody Latimer, the catch. And Jared Wilson is there along with Taylor.
Offside. Defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You're going to see Michigan players just indiscriminately running on and off the field. They substitute on their own because they don't have time for the coach to send them in. And if you don't make substitutions, you get too worn down.
Let's go down to John Jansen. John?
Anytime there's a substitution from the Michigan sideline, that's when they speed up that Indiana offense, try and catch them off guard, trying to get that personnel in and out. If Indiana doesn't make a personnel change, they don't have to give Michigan time to get that personnel on.
Stephen Houston, the running back for Indiana. He takes it from Sudfeld, and he is stopped right there in his tracks. Willie Henry, the redshirt freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, met up with him first along with James Ross III. And getting quickly back to that line. So disruptive to a defense. Houston stumbles as he was looking to make a cut, and it's going to be 3rd down as Chris Wormley, a redshirt freshman, is there.
Talking to Kevin Wilson, that they go fast on offense. Sometimes they mess themselves up by going so fast.
Sudfeld goes deep once again, underthrows his would-be target, Deweese Wilson.
Well, Kevin Wilson talked about you can go so fast that you're not set. You're not ready to go. And he says what they try to do is be reasonably clean. You can see right here they had a step. A lot better coverage by Taylor.
Sudfeld under pressure as he took a shot from Chris Wormley. The coaches at Michigan really like the development of Wormley as Gallen is underneath it, calling for a fair catch, and he takes it at the 18 on a 37-yard punt. And Evan Wilson in communication with the officials here. On the side of the Indiana Hoosiers helmet, you have the IU logo. On the other side, the logo on the side is actually an emblem that is on the Indiana state flag, representing the state of Indiana on their helmets. Devin Gardner out of the shotgun. Handoff to Sunk. The offensive line getting a surge up front.
Well, you run the football. Every play is not going to be a big game, but the thing about it, if you run for 4 or more yards on 1st down, that's exactly what you want offensively. All of a sudden, the advantage goes to the offense in that situation.
What did Woody Hayes say about a 3-yard run?
I don't know.
Good as a 5-yard pass.
3 yards of rushing is worth 5 yards passing. A little bit different there.
Here's Gardner looking for Devin Funchess. Funchess carrying Flo Hardin with them along with Marcus Oliver. And Funchess has had 2 great weeks back-to-back for Michigan. They've really kind of taken him away and split him out a little bit.
And, as coaches, you make decisions sometimes, and they work out a heck of a lot better than you thought. Funchess really wasn't a tight end. They split him out, and all of a sudden they're getting big plays at him. He's a lot better wide receiver than they thought he'd be.
You see the numbers right there. They tell the story. Jeremy Jackson in motion. Gardner has time, steps up in the pocket, fires, and it is broken up as Jeremy Jackson is unable to hold on to it. So much time for Devin Gardner there.
Well, he had a lot of time from the protection, but he threw that ball way too late in that area. If that defensive back, you watch him break into the ball, if he would have gone in front of the receiver, he could have intercepted that.
Tim Bennett, he is first in the nation in pass breakups and pass defended. He has been stellar for the Hoosiers. 2nd and 10 now. Here's Toussaint. Toussaint with no room to run as Doug Mallory's defense stands tall that time with 1:05 on the clock. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Wolverines. Call it 3rd and 9.
You know, a lot of people will say, well, you throw the ball first and 10, it's incomplete. Second and 10, why would you ever run the football? Well, the offensive thinking is if you can gain 4 or 5 yards, now you get that third down to really a workable situation.
3rd and 9 out of the shotgun. Funchess along with Jackson and Chesson. Devin Gardner over the middle, and the catch is made by Jeremy Gallen with Tim Bennett all over him. What a grab.
What a grab. You know, when we were talking to Devin Gardner, we brought up Jeremy Gallen. He said, he's my man. He sure is your man. He's making you look good today.
Going behind that left shoulder, makes the grab. Gallen, 4 catches, 116 yards.
Brady Hoke, when asked, what do you think of Jeremy Gallen, he says, well, he sure is short, but he's good.
Derek Green is in, the true freshman. There was a 5-yard penalty there. The ball is placed at the 40. Sideline interference and a 5-yard penalty. Here's a handoff to the freshman, Derek Green. And Antonio Allen comes up and makes a tackle after a 70-yard pickup in the end of the first quarter here in Ann Arbor, with the Michigan Wolverines up 14-7 over Indiana.
So far, so good for the Wolverines.
Taking the field at the Big House. Nate Sudfeld got the Indiana Hoosiers on the board first, but since then, Devin Gardner and Fitzgerald Toussaint. Jeremy Gallen, his 5th career 100-yard receiving day. 2nd this season, had a 100-yard plus game against Notre Dame and the Fighting Irish. Gardner gives it to Green, and the freshman running back picks up a first down and more, and he's stopped at the 26 by Greg Heben.
Well, you know, you look at Jeremy Gallen, he's a fine receiver if you give him opportunities in the screenplay, passes, and, you know, you think about Gardner and how they've been successful with Gallen. Gardner was a wide receiver for a long time. He says, I know his moves, I understand him, and I trust him. He has no problem going to Jeremy Gallen.
1st and 10 now for the Wolverines from the 26-yard line. Derek Green remains in, and talking to Al Borges, they wanted to get the freshman in early. Green trying to maintain his footing as he is tripped up by David Cooper.
Well, you talk about Derek Green, and weeks ago when we had their opening game against Central, I was doing the eyeball test before the green, and before the game I said, Matt, who is number 27? There is a great-looking running back. You talk about big thighs, powerful guy. He was highly recruited. He's a star of the future here at Michigan.
5'11", 240. True freshman from Richmond, Virginia. Toussaint now back in the game. 2nd down and long. Gardner pump fakes, fires, and the pass is broken up by Cooper. Pass intended for Jake Butt.
You know, the timing was a little bit off there on the shotgun snap. Devin Gardner looked like he had a little trouble getting a handle on it. Maybe the ball was a little slippery and he had to throw it just a little too late.
3rd down now for the Wolverines. 3rd and 8, 10th play of the drive coming up. Just inside the 25-yard line of the Hoosiers. Toussaint, the running back. Funchess split out, the bottom of your screen. Gardner wants to run, tucks it under. Gardner breaks a tackle. Gardner still on his feet and down just shy of the 10 as he picks up that first down. Antonio Allen and Kenny Mullen come over, and a gain of 14.
Well, we know Devin Gardner's a good runner. You know, both Al Borges and Brady Hoke said, hey, he can run. We want him to run. We just don't want to have to utilize him 24, 25 times a game. But he's an effective runner.
He certainly is. Gardner first in the Big Ten in total offense, averaging better than 285 yards. He has run 3 times for 37 here this afternoon. High formation. Play action. Gardner to the end zone and broken up. Tim Bennett once again went to Ellsworth Community College in Iowa from Columbus, Georgia.
Well,
Talk to the coaches. He's tough. He's physical. And watch him close in on that.
Good play by Bennett. That's classic. Kept it left hand off him, got his right hand in front. Al Bourne just dials up a play action pass, figuring to get the running game going. Indiana overplayed the run. They went with the pass.
From the shotgun, Gardner keeping it himself and knocked back by Allen and Bennett. He was using an offensive line to lead the way. Taylor Lewan,
well,
77.
This is just the quarterback wrap. It's a run play the whole way. It's an extra running back in the backfield with the quarterback. Michigan fans remember that with Denard Robinson forever. Taylor Lewan leading the way, and he's a big force getting up there in the hole.
3rd and 4. Gardner from the shotgun. Gardner trying to create more time. Gardner backpedaling, fires it in the air. And it is incomplete. John Lehnen comes in and put just a tremendous amount of pressure on the Wolverine quarterback.
Well, they'd sure like to have that play back. Brady Hoke, Al Borges are going to tell him, hey, you get in trouble down in this area of the field. You know, all of a sudden you got to go, but don't go backwards. Go up the middle. Don't lose any ground. And sure don't throw the ball when you're falling backwards.
Flag down, and intentional grounding is called. Intentional grounding, that's going to move it back.
Yeah, he's in trouble. You can't fault the line there.
Field goal from the 29-yard line.
So field goal, 39-yard attempt for Brendan Gibbons, 8 of 12 on the year. This one is blocked. Blocked by Green, Raphael Green. And Green with the block. With 11:53 to go here in the second quarter, you see that left arm. The redshirt freshman from San Antonio, Texas, with the block. Green with his second block kick of the season.
You know, you look at this, Gibbons must be hitting that ball low because the offensive left guard, number 67, he prevents any penetration. There's no great jump there, just a hand in the air.
Trey Roberson is in for Indiana. Nate Sudfeld, after his touchdown pass, 1 of 4, 14 yards. And in talking to the coaches of Indiana, I said that they would use Roberson. Here is Roberson on a keeper off the left side, and Jake Ryan comes in and makes the stop. Of course, Jake Ryan tore his ACL in the spring. First game back last week in that tough 4-overtime loss down at State College. Played 32 plays. Ryan, number 47, you see him now up at the line of scrimmage. Roberson looking over. It's 2nd and 6. Dropping back to pass, fires it short, intended for Hughes.
Well, it was confusion on Roberson's part right there. Michigan's doing a great job. They line up 4 defensive backs across, giving the same look every time to disguise. And then on the snap of the ball, they go to a different secondary.
Line up in a hurry, under pressure. Roberson knocked all the way back. Desmond Morgan comes in on the sack. his first sack of the season.
That's exactly what you have to do from a defensive perspective. You got to get the quarterback confused. He doesn't know who's open, and all of a sudden here comes the blitz. He doesn't recognize it. They've got more rushers than you've got protectors. You got to get rid of the ball.
Second 3 and out for Indiana. Third Toth to Jeremy Gallon. Gallon lets it go, and it winds its way out of bounds. Let's go back to Dave Revson in the Chicago studios. Rever?
Matt, thanks. Iowa was up 10-3 on Ohio State when Braxton Miller hit Philly Brown wide open. 58 yards for the touchdown, his 6th of the year. To tie it at 10, Iowa is on the Buckeye 6 right now.
A good one in Columbus. We have a good one here in Ann Arbor. 14-7 with 10:28 remaining in the first half. Toussaint is the running back. Gallon at the bottom of your screen. Devin Gardner looks his way, looks him off. Under pressure, spins away. T.J. Simmons trips him up and fires it low. And Gardner slow to get up. Shane Morris is the backup quarterback, a true freshman from Warren, Michigan.
Well, you can see right there where he's looking. It's not open, and what he needs to do is go right back up the middle. He continues to go sideways. Indiana's tracking him down, and he's trying to throw the ball away, and he can't get it done.
2nd and 10. Gardner remains in the game.
Previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
James Robinson, a replay official. Take a look, see if Devin Gardner was down prior to releasing the ball. See T.J. Simmons there, wrapping him up. And it looks like that left knee was in fact on the turf.
Yeah. He'll be ruled down. That ball was still in his hand while that left knee hit the ground.
Need indisputable video evidence. And during that official review, Brady Hoke, a moment to talk to his junior quarterback from Detroit, Devin Gardner. It's been a little bit more of a rough ride for Devin Gardner than they expected. Some inconsistent play. And I talked to Brady Hoke. He said, you know, we're playing hard. He said, but we also, from a physical standpoint, we're there.
After further review, the quarterback's knee was down before he threw the ball. It'll be 2nd down at the 36-yard line, left hash.
Yeah, so it's 2nd down, and they overturn it. But you talked to Brady Hoke, and he said, you know, physically we're playing hard. He said, but mentally we need to start executing.
Well, that's what it's always about. It takes two parts. You can have the effort, you can have the desire, you can have the toughness, but it's execution, what you're doing. And you saw a couple plays now by Devin Gardner where he hasn't executed very well. Some plays really good, a couple not.
Jake Butt in motion, the tight end. It's 2nd and 16. Simmons coming off of his first sack, and they throw it back to Toussaint. Toussaint with room inside Hoosier territory. Toussaint still on his feet. Cuts back at the 30, and the whistle is being blown. And Toussaint with a 34-yard pickup.
Well, a little throwback screen there to Toussaint, and Taylor Lewan, the big tackle, he's going to get out in front of him, and he's going to block a cornerback down there. And, you know, that's not the easiest thing in the world. You'll see him right here. Now watch him block that cornerback. He's on the run, and, you know, that's a hard thing to do. You're 300-some pounds, and that guy is a really shifty athlete there. Good job.
Joe Carriage is the fullback. They hand off to Derek Green. Green will grind it out for a couple of yards. Flo Harden comes in. 4 carries, 19 yards. Let's send it to Dave Repson.
Matt, we told you Iowa was on the move. They have just cashed in. Jake Rudock hitting Cavante Martin-Manley. So the Hawkeyes now back on top of the Bucks, 17-10.
How about the Iowa Hawkeyes on the road in Columbus? Jake Rudock coming on. 2nd and 7. Gardner moving around trying to pick up some yards, and he's up to the 30. He's carried it 7 times for 26 yards and a touchdown. Lehman makes the tackle.
Well, they just running what a lot of people call it different things. I call it the blast option or power option. And when you have a quarterback that can really run the football, you got to run him back with great speed. That defensive end, he can't be right.
Gardner out of the shotgun. Funches stacked up with Gallen and Jake Butt. And a timeout.
Timeout. Michigan, first of the half. And a full charge timeout.
Timeout taken by Michigan as they tried to get lined up there. They lead 14-7. BTN hockey. 9 returns in just 6 days with a matchup featuring 2 national powers. The 3rd-ranked Golden Gophers take on the 7th-ranked Boston College Eagles at Marriott Arena. BTN hockey presented by Buffalo Wild Wings this coming Friday night at 8 Eastern on BTN. And BTN to go earlier today. The 1963-64 NCAA champion hockey team for the Michigan Wolverines. We're being honored. 14-7. 3rd down and 3. Devin Gardner stretches it out, looks to the near side, has Gallen. And Tim Bennett is there. Gallen, 5 catches, 121 yards. And a first down for the Wolverines.
Well, Michigan keeps going to stacking 3 wide receivers in a straight line and then motion them, one of them out. That's kind of wind addressing. You know, now Coach Mallory, defensive coordinator in Indiana, is talking about they do a lot of things that just window dressing, and they go at their same basic plays.
Out of the shotgun. At the 24, Gardner finds Gallen. Gallen on his feet. Gallen inside the 10 before he is finally run over by Green as Flo Harden wrapped him up.
Well, you can't play good defense unless you tackle, and there should be a minimal gain that turned into a sizable gain because of poor tackling. You got to keep your head up. You got to run through the block. And you got to wrap your arms.
From the 7-yard line now, first down and goal to go for the Wolverines. Toussaint, the lone running back. Toussaint trying to get around the end. Toussaint into the end zone. Touchdown. Fitzgerald Toussaint, 7 yards. His 2nd touchdown today. On his 9th touchdown this season. Gibbons on for the extra point. (21-7).
Well, you can see they came with the unbalanced line. They came to the short side. Nick Mangieri, the defensive end for Indiana, gave up contain. Touchdown.
21 straight points for the Michigan Wolverines as they lead 21-7.
I mentioned that Nick Mangieri, the defensive end for Indiana, was complaining he was getting held by A.J. Williams, the tight end. And you know what? Watch it right here. Watch when the play resumes. You're going to see A.J. Williams got away with the hold. That's why there was no contain. You saw A.J. Williams throw his hands up. He knew he got away with one there.
On the day, collectively, 74 yards on the ground for the Wolverines and 3 touchdowns on 21 carries. D'Angelo Roberts and Stephen Houston back. That's Stephen Houston, 5th-year senior from Little Rock, Arkansas. And Wild boots it. It's fumbled at the 5. Now scooped back up by Houston. Houston at the 25-30. And Taylor comes over to make the stop. But a huge run after Houston bobbled it. Able to scoop it back up in solid field position for the Hoosiers.
How many times do you see this happen where the return man drops the ball, then picks it up, and all of a sudden disaster is averted? He turns it into a big gain.
40-yard return. Last 5 drives for Indiana. And 5 drives of the day. 1 touchdown, 4 points. Trey Roberson in at quarterback. Roberson up top finds Hughes, and Hughes on the reception as we take a look at the Cadillac scoring drive. 7 plays, 59 yards, 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Roberson out of the pocket. And he is able to pick up that first down. A flag is down as Kofi Hughes makes a catch, and James Ross III is there to make the stop.
Legal touching by the offense, number 13. The receiver went out of bounds on his own, came back in, and was the first touch of the ball. Lost it down at the previous spot. 2nd down.
It's going to be 2nd down now. Let's see him. Hughes, yep, steps out of bounds and now kind of hops back in.
Yeah, he could be forced out, but he was not. He stepped out on his own.
6:25 remaining here in the first half. Roberson with Coleman as running back. Will work from the shotgun. 3 wide receivers for the Hoosiers. Roberson under pressure, and the pass nearly picked off by Taylor, and Wilson comes away with it. Joe Bolden applying the pressure. Indiana, with a big play, pick up a 13. Roberson back to work. Fires it deep. Oh, what a grab by Shane Wynn. Quick strike once again by the Hoosiers. And Shane Wynn with the touchdown, his 5th of the season.
You talk about a change of events. The play before, there's pressure, he throws it out there. Taylor almost intercepted. You come back the next play, they bring pressure again. Touchdown. Big plays all over the place.
Yeah, Kevin Wilson really believes in Trey Roberson. He likes both of his quarterbacks. He was talking glowingly about Roberson, and said, you look at Kane Coulter at Northwestern. Trey can do those sort of things, maybe even do some things that Kane Coulter can't do.
Yeah, he was emphatic. This is not a Wildcat offense. Wildcat, I mean, a lot of teams do that. They'll put a running back in to play quarterback and they'll run the ball. Trey Roberson, he runs the whole deal.
3 plays, 57 yards, 1 minute and 3 seconds. They score in a hurry. It's 21-14 Michigan. 21-14, 5:59 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Well, that was all set up. Let's not forget about Stephen Houston. Good kickoff return.
Yep.
Give Indiana good field position. Then Trey Roberson comes up with the big play.
Norfleet is back. for the Michigan Wolverines. Norfleet's going to take it at the 9. Dennis Norfleet turns, spins back around. Norfleet now still spinning, looking for some help. No place to go, and he ran himself right into trouble. And coming down to making the play is Antonio Allen and Cody Latimer, their outstanding wide receiver.
You know, you got to love a guy like Cody Latimer. He's an offensive star, plays. But this isn't the first time we've seen him star on special teams. And you better have your best athletes against Norfleet out there, because you don't know what he's doing. This looks like playground football, doesn't it?
All that for a gain of 1 yard. Hand off to Toussaint. Toussaint has his seam, now spins away. And Heben is there in a pickup of 5. If you had a kick returner come to you on the sideline after that, what would you have to say to young Dennis Norfleet?
It's not what you say, it's how you look at the guy.
You don't. What you're saying is you don't have to say anything at all. You see Dennis now being attended to on the sideline. 2nd down. 2nd and 5. Devin Gardner under center. Toussaint able to barrel his way forward. DJ Simmons.
I can tell you, this is good Big Ten football right now. You know, it takes 2, and when Michigan's running that play, you can hear those pants cracking all the way up here. It's good, tough football.
3rd and 1. Toussaint lost a shoe. Derek Green checks in. It is 3rd and 1 here. Can they control that line of scrimmage and get that yard that they need?
You always think about the cornerback sneak.
No power game here with Green. And Green turns his way into a 1st down as he was met by Allen and Cooper.
We watched a lot of film, or I watched a lot of film on this offensive line, Matt. I can tell you, this is the best that I've seen them putting their hand on the ground and coming off the ball with authority, blocking people.
I would agree with you 100%. We talked about all the changes up front, and not due to injury, just changes. Looking for the 5 guys that they need to move this offense and get back to the pro-style game that they want to employ. Here's Gardner. In and out of the hands of Gallen. A rare drop by Jeremy Gallen.
Yeah, he was wide open, and I think he was probably thinking, hey, it's going to be a big gain on the catch. And I see green grass. You can see it. Eyes. His eyes came off the football. He was looking to take a big gain. Look at it. Toward touchdown. You got to look the football in. And he knows it.
Gallen, along with Jackson and Funchess, the receivers. Toussaint in the backfield. It's 2nd down. Glasgow, the center. Devin Gardner finds Jackson, that inside receiver, for a 1st down. And Heben is there to make the stop.
Well, you know, it's a young Indiana defense. Heben's one of the few really veteran guys out there, and that puts a lot of pressure on him. And you know, you see him, he does a good job. He's playing a deep half, and he comes up, you got to make the tackle. He got his wrapped his arms and got him on the ground.
Tied for 2nd on the team in tackles coming into today from Muncie, Indiana. Greg Heben. 1st down now. Gardner to the air once again. Jeremy Gallen able to reel that one in. 7 catches, 149 yards. The Buffalo Wild Wings halftime show with Dave, Howard, and Jerry. First half highlights. Ohio State taking on Iowa. Minnesota. Strong effort today in Evanston, Illinois. How about that? That was right here all season long on BTN. They're showing it at the Big House, and got the...
You didn't know that DiNardo was a heavyweight.
Coach got that
WWF guy.
He's got that big belt, does Coach. Hand off to Green, and Green is met by Heben and Latham.
And there's Heben again. You know, you talk about a great story. He went to Indiana to play baseball, and then the baseball coach encouraged him to go out for football because he was the star of the intramural flag football league. You imagine that? So now he's out here and he's playing safety for the Hoosiers, and he's playing darn well.
The Indiana baseball team going to the College World Series. Great job they've done there in Bloomington. It's 2nd and 11 now. Hand off to Toussaint. Toussaint at the 50. Toussaint lowers his shoulder, and Flo Harden tackles him at the 40-70-yard line of Indiana. Toussaint 12 carries for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It goes back to what Brady Hoke talked about. We're playing hard, but we have to execute. And this offense is executing so much better. All starts with the guys up front, the offensive line.
1st and 10. 1:35 remaining in the second quarter. Gardner with Funchess and Gallen at the bottom of your screen. Gardner steps up. He's going to run. Gets away from one tackler, and now hit from behind by Zach Shaw.
Now, that's what's really important right here. You know, you think about Indiana went right down the field and scored against Michigan. Greg Madison and that defense, they want to keep this offense on the field. Hopefully they'll score, but they don't want Indiana to get the ball back.
Timeout. Michigan, 2nd of the half. We had 30-second timeout.
Timeout taken by the Wolverines. 21-14, Michigan. First time that Kevin Wilson and Brady Hoke have met one another. Kevin Wilson, in his 3rd season, his team 3-3.
Well, this series is really lopsided in Michigan's favor, but the last time they played back in 2010, Denard Robinson had a score with 17 seconds to win the game.
Michigan 5-1 on the season. Both are 1-1 in conference play. Having a timeout, 1st down now. Devin Gardner, with time, fires it right to Jackson. Jeremy Jackson on the catch.
That pass had the word confidence all the way over. There was the 2 defenders, but there was a window in there. Gardner didn't hesitate. He put it right on the money.
From the 21-yard line of Indiana. Gardner sprinting out, looking downfield, under pressure, pitches it ahead. And T.J. Simmons right there. 48 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Now, see, that was a smart play by Devin Gardner, number 98 right there. There was nothing there. It broke down. He's running to the sideline. Get it past the line of scrimmage, out of bounds where no one can catch it, and you're in great shape. Good play by him.
2nd and 10. Michigan up by a touchdown. Toussaint in the backfield. Gardner to Gallen. Touchdown. Touchdown to Michigan. Devin Gardner, all sorts of time, and Gallen comes back to it, takes it at the 1, and leans into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, you know, hey, it's just good execution. He had time. It was a good route by Gallen. He had Michael Hunter, the cornerback, turned inside out, put the ball right on the money, touchdown. Good execution.
8 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown. His 6th touchdown this season. Brendan Gibbons on for the extra point, and it's good. Now, it's 28-14, 40 seconds left. And that's a bundle of time for Kevin Wilson and that Indiana offense.
Yeah, Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator, he's telling Brady Hoke, 40 seconds. Couldn't you take it another play here? But watch it. He stands tall. Good protection. He puts the ball on the money. He's wide open. Looks it in. Gets it in the end zone. 40 seconds left. Touchdown, doesn't get any better than that for Michigan.
91-yard drive, the longest this season for the Michigan Wolverines as they try to bounce back from that 4-overtime loss at State College a week ago. 2 weeks ago, Indiana at home defeated Penn State, and then last week traveled to Michigan State and lost.
Yeah, that drive was all set up by that dynamic kickoff return by Dennis Norfleet. Like you said, he ran all over the lot and gained 1 yard.
Yeah, he ran about 30 yards and picked up 1. D'Angelo Roberts is back. Matt Wild to kick off. Stephen Houston also back, taken by the up man. And knocked back at the 32-yard line. 28-14 with 33 seconds left. The United States Marine Corps leader of the game, Jake Ryan, the 2013 team captain. All Big Ten second team last season. And as Brady Hoke has told us on numerous occasions, you know, says a lot that his teammates voted him captain and they knew that he was going to miss a significant amount of time. On a keeper, Roberson tripped up and brought down at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 13. James Ross III getting lined up. Clock at 24. Roberson working in a hurry. Fires, and the pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Isaiah Roundtree.
Now you can see why I said that Greg Madison was nervous. 40 seconds left on the clock against this bunch.
17 seconds. 2nd and 10. Handoff. And moving the pile, Coleman with a pickup of 10. And the clock is now at 8. And there is Greg Madison.
Timeout. Indiana, the first of the half.
Timeout taken by Indiana.
Timeout.
Under Greg Madison, they have finished back-to-back in the top 20 in the country. And a total defense is the first time since 1997 and 98 for the Michigan Wolverines.
Well, there's 8 seconds left, and if you don't think that play at Penn State, last drive, big play, where Robinson caught the ball over Stripling isn't in everybody's mind. He's going to talk, hey, jam the guys at the wide receiver. Don't let anybody behind you. Let's play aggressive. Let's play all the way to the half.
Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report with Dave Howard and Jerry. We look forward to it. 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
And, you know, we talked to Greg Madison about that situation, and he said, you know, you think about, do you play coverage? Do you blitz him? Do you overload blitz him? Do you zone blitz him? What do you do? Obviously, he's going to play coverage right here.
Roberson, the quarterback. By Bolzer. 1 second remaining.
Now, see, I think that was excellent by Indiana. You had 3 guys standing on the end line, the chance of getting the home run. So, you know what? Get a workable down, get a ball where he catches it, gets out of bounds, and then all of a sudden you have a legitimate shot.
And Ewald, his career-long 49 yards. This season, 3 of 3, his longest this year, 27 yards. This is 50 yards away. Eric Toth, the holder, puts it down. And it is good. Plenty of leg there from Mitch Ewald.
Credit Indiana's offensive coaches, offensive players, knowing the situation and time management.
28-17. Ewald, 4 of 4, a career-long 50-yarder, and Kevin Wilson likes it. In the first half, Michigan with 348 yards. And the 24th ranked Wolverines lead at 28-17, but Kevin Wilson's Hoosiers able to get 3 on the board right before the half. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report right after this break.
Football on BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. Protect what matters most with an Auto Owners Insurance independent agent. Find yours at AutoOwnersInsurance.com. And by MFS Investment Management. Innovative solutions for investors and their professional advisors.
The Huron River, close to campus in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it's 28-17 here from the Big House. Matt Dev alongside the coach, Glenn Mason. And when you go back to that first half, Coach, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's a heck of a football game, I can tell you that. You know, the Indiana offense, they're about what we thought they'd be. They're very dangerous. I think the Michigan defense is playing pretty well. You know, you can contain an Indiana offense. You're not going to shut it down. And the Michigan offense is playing a lot better.
All right, let's take a look back at that first half and talk about the offensive line. So many questions about the line entering today's game.
Well, a lot of criticism here in Ann Arbor about that offensive line, and they had a reshuffle again. You can see they're giving Gardner time to protection and then run the football. Then they go with the draw play. Well execution. This is the play I really like. Now that's the Michigan football I remember. Off tackle power, big lineman coming off, letting that big guy run right in the end zone.
All right, here are the Mitsubishi Motors first half stats. Rushing yards, 111 by Michigan.
Well, when you think about how they performed last week, especially with the exception of Devin Gardner carrying the ball, what an improvement this is.
How about the time of possession? The average time between plays certainly is significant, and one of the reasons why you have that time of possession disparity there.
Well, because of Indiana, you know, they don't care about time of possession. They want to play as fast as they can and big plays. Either they score or they don't score.
12 carries for Fitzgerald Toussaint, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's 28-17, second half coming up. Back here getting set for the second half in Ann Arbor as the Michigan Wolverines, 24th ranked Wolverines, lead 28-17. And let's send it down to John Jansen. He's joined by the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, Kevin Wilson.
Coach, what made you quarterback? Are you going to stick with Trey in the second half?
Yeah, probably play both, and nothing, not Nate playing poorly, but yeah, we got to get some defensive stops. They got 350 yards, so we got to get some stops. It's more about that than our own.
Great, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, you know, it can be extremely difficult with that up-tempo, fast-paced offense that Kevin Wilson has there. Puts a tremendous amount of pressure on that defense of the Hoosiers.
That's the first time since we've been talking to Kevin Wilson I've ever heard him talk about defensive stops. He always talks about, hey, it's a shootout. Well, I can't win a 27-24 game. I've got to score 40 points, 50 points, whatever it takes.
The Quicken Loans quarterback comparison, you look at Nate Sudfeld. Of course, he was replaced at quarterback by Trey Roberson, who was 4-6 for 60-70 yards and a touchdown.
Well, you know, there's a lot of good quarterbacks out here playing today. And, you know, you talk about Sudfeld. I don't like 2 quarterbacks, but they've got 2 quarterbacks. That Trey Roberson, he can run that offense. You look at them, they're both very fine quarterbacks to run this Indiana high-tempo offense.
second half underway. Dennis Norfleet is back for the Wolverines, taken at the goal line. Norfleet cutting outside, now cuts it back up the middle, and he is tackled at the 25-yard line. D'Angelo Roberts makes the tackle as we look at the first half possessions for the Wolverines.
Well, that looks pretty good. It's, you know, it's okay to start off with a punt, touchdown. Blocked field goal is bad. I think Gibbons is hitting the ball low. He's got to get that ball up quicker, and then 2 more touchdowns. That's a big improvement for this Wolverine offense.
They're going to place the ball at the 24. Toussaint is the running back. The last 5 Michigan drives, 4 touchdowns and 1 missed field goal. Here's Toussaint straight ahead, and Greg Heben, the safety, has to come in and make the tackle along with Ryan Phillips. Michigan has outscored their opponents in the third quarter 80-27.
That's something people would say that's good halftime adjustment. Now, I always discounted that. I mean, you know, that's easy to always say that. That's not always the case, but any quarter that you're outscoring your opponent is good.
High formation. 2nd and 6. A pitch to Toussaint. Fumble. Ball loose. Scooped up by Flo Harden. Harden down at the 5-yard line.
Well, that Indiana defense must have listened to Kevin Wilson at halftime. Not only did they get a stop, they got a turnover.
16 turnovers for Michigan this season.
Well, you look at it right here. That pitch is out in front of him. That should be able to be handled. You know, I don't know if he took his eyes off it or not, but that was a good pitch by Gardner.
Devin Funchess with the tackle. Lantieri, you see him there on the scene, and then Gardner was flying in there trying to make the tackle. Flew by Flo Harden. Trey Roberson is the quarterback. Coleman, the running back. What a way to start the second half for the Hoosiers. Roberson's going to run it. Roberson. And he is tackled. His helmet comes off. Frank Clark makes the stop. And Roberson, with the helmet coming off, he's got to leave. Nate Sudfeld.
Helmet coming off.
Yep. Sudfeld's going to replace him. See Frank Clark coming in, making that stop. So here's Sudfeld. 2nd and goal. Roberson must leave for 1 play. 3 wide receivers, top of your screen. Tight end Ted Bolzer on the line, into pass block. Sudfeld to the end zone. Incomplete to Shane Wynn. Let's see if Sudfeld remains in, or do they go back to Trey Roberson?
Well, I like the play. They took the inside receiver and ran the fade. That's a perfectly thrown ball. Shane Wynn's got to hold on to that.
Blake Countess was right there. Sudfeld remains in. Coleman into the end zone. Tevin Coleman on the ground for a touchdown. A 2-yard run, his 9th touchdown of the season.
That was too easy to run the ball in there. You know, you kind of dial things up. You dial different pressures. Some pressures are meant to stop runs. In that situation, I thought they think that Indiana was probably going to throw the ball again, and they hit it just right. Walks in the end zone.
Mitch Ewald on for the extra point. 4-point game here at the Big House. The turnovers still a concern for the Michigan Wolverines as Toussaint fumbles to start the third quarter.
Yeah, not only have turnovers hurt Michigan, they typically result in scores.
Tevin Coleman makes it 28-24. This week on the journey, Big Ten Football 2013 presented by Best Buy. Meet one of the emerging superstars in the Big Ten, Ohio State linebacker Ryan Shazier. Plus, learn the fascinating story behind how Minnesota defensive back Cedric Thompson found his way from a small California town to Minneapolis and get a first-hand view of the dynamic between Wisconsin running backs James White and Melvin Gordon in game highlights from Iowa at Ohio State and Wisconsin at Illinois on the journey. Big Ten football 2013 Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern only on BTN. Indiana 10 points in the last 142. Going back to the end of that first half. Turnover, fumble by Toussaint, scooped up by Flo Harden, and a 2-yard run by Coleman. It's a 4-point game here at the Big House. Ewald with Norfleet and Lewis back. Taken at the goal line, straight ahead is Dennis Norfleet, and Norfleet returns it right to the 25-yard line, and now a couple of players getting tangled up with one another. As you see, Indiana and Michigan now getting separated, and there is a Michigan Wolverine that is down. It is Dennis Norfleet, and an official timeout here. 28-24. And here is Norfleet on the return, Coach.
Well, he hit that play hard straight ahead, and that's what you like to do, just like a running back. And it didn't seem like he got anything to his head, fortunately.
Steven Funderburk on the tackle. D'Angelo Roberts there as well for Indiana. And we'll take a timeout and be back right after this. Norfleet heading to the sideline. Appears to be okay. Good news for the Wolverines. Toussaint is the running back. 4-point game here in the third. Toussaint with room. Toussaint able to break free of Antonio Allen. Came in and got the stop.
A lot of different ways you can run play action passes. They fake the quick screen to the outside. Little pump fake by Gardner. Handed the ball back to Toussaint. Almost broke it.
2nd and 3. Toussaint 15 carries for 57 yards. Out of the shotgun. Handoff once again. Toussaint lowers the shoulder, and T.J. Simmons, an excellent job shedding the blocker and then wrapping up on Toussaint and bringing him down.
Well, you got to be impressed with T.J. Simmons. Here he is. You know, he's a freshman playing in the Big House, playing with a defense that has been struggling, but there's a guy, he's going to get better and better and better with more experience.
And backing him up, Marcus Oliver, another true freshman from Hamilton, Ohio. We've seen both of them in action. Toussaint trying to get outside, turns it up. Antonio Allen able to make the tackle after a 15-yard pickup. That's Antonio Allen as he tries to get back up.
You know, 3rd and short, you see that happen at times because, you know, Indiana knows Michigan's going to run the football, and they got to sell out. And all of a sudden, if you sell out and hit the wrong gap, the ball bounces outside like you saw it right there. You got a big gain.
Toussaint, 17 carries, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jake Butt in motion to tight end. Play action. Gardner going deep. Has Jeremy Gallon. Touchdown, Michigan. $50 yards.
That was a well-executed play. I'm telling you, you got to credit the offensive line. You need a lot of time to protect. That was a double move by Gallon. He went with the curl. Pump fake by Gardner. He came out of the curl, went for the home run. Ball was on the money. Well-executed play.
Jeremy Gallant ties a career high with 9 receptions, sets a new career high, 220 yards, and Gibbons on for the extra point. 2 touchdowns on the day for Jeremy Gallant. Everybody dialed in for that run game, and then the big strike.
Well, all it takes is time. Play action, touchdown.
(35-24) Michigan. Before that last play, this is
Coach Wilson. He said, hey, it's a pass. It's a pass. Watch out, it's a pass. You know, sometimes as a coach, you see something. Other times, you just get a gut feeling that, uh-oh, they're going to try something, play extra pass, and go for the home run. He was right. But they didn't quite get it on the sideline. Tim Bennett got burned.
no help for Bennett. Gavin Wilson knew it. Unfortunately, his team unable to execute defensively to stop it. Taken at the 2 by Houston. Houston, the 25, 26, and then tackled right around the 27-yard line. Today's John Deere Gator game changer, Jeremy Gallant. What an afternoon. Tying a career high with 9 receptions and setting a new career high with 220 yards plus a couple of touchdowns.
You wonder the move by the Michigan staff moving Devin Funchess out to wide receiver, taking some pressure off Gallant, how that's helped him get some of these numbers he's getting.
Only the second 200-yard game in Michigan history. Here's Coleman getting outside. Coleman spun around by Channing Stribling. The school record for receiving yards in a game, 246 by Roy Roundtree back in 2010 against the Fighting Illini. Lined up, ready to go again. Trey Roberson. Roberson under pressure. Pump fakes. Roberson fires it out of bounds in the direction of Ted Bolzer.
Anytime you see an Indiana quarterback all of a sudden scramble like that, because they like to get rid of the ball quick, you know it's good job by the under coverage and the deep coverage.
Second and 10. Coleman's 20-yard run, the longest against Michigan this season. Coleman in motion. Roberson finds Hughes, breaks a tackle. Hughes tries to cut back inside, and he meets Jared Wilson. And Roberson quickly now up to the line with instructions. Michigan trying to get set. They'll snap it. Roberson sends it to Hughes. Hughes trying to use that block of Bolzer. Joe Bolden and James Ross III are there.
Well, it sure seems like Indiana sees that the freshman Channing Stribling is out there playing corner, and they're going to work on him.
Here they are again. Hurry up and go. Roberson takes a shot to the end zone. Broken up by Blake Countess, intended for Isaiah Roundtree.
Well, you can see it right here. I mean, they got a shot right here, and good defense, good offense, incomplete.
3rd and 1. Shane Wynn in the backfield, now in motion. Trey Roberson keeping it alive, sidestepping his way to a first down, and Wilson is there on the stop.
Well, you could see the dimension that Trey Roberson gives this offense or any offense. Great athletic move.
You see Michigan with Quentin Washington hustling in there late. Now Roberson with the instructions. Coleman in the backfield. Out of the shotgun. Handoff, Coleman, and he is stopped by Joe Bolden.
it was interesting that Brady Hoke says this offense insults your defense, and I'll explain that later.
2nd and goal. To the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
Well, that was a coverage bust because Shane Wynn was wide open out there. They didn't get the communication, and that's such a big part of playing defense against the hurry-up offenses. Everybody on the same page.
Roberson red zone passing 5 of 5, 4 touchdowns. Indiana, the turnover gave them life. And with that fast break football, they are right in this one in the big house, 35-31.
Well, Kevin Wilson says, you know what, I like shootouts. Well, partner, you got one. But you can see it right here. There's a miscommunication. Trey Roberson finds the open guy, wide open, gets the ball to him, lays it up for the gimme. Another score for Indiana. Well, you talk about scoring fast. They run their plays fast. They hit you every which way. I keep saying, you know, these guys either score fast, or they don't score. But they are big plays. They put a lot of pressure on any defense, any defensive coordinator. You talk about insulting the defense. When Brady Hoke said that, and I said, what do you mean by that? He said, well, the way they play offensive football, they're telling my defense, you're not smart enough to play this fast, or you're not in good enough conditioning to play that fast. And what he's doing, that's the way he's challenged his defense. And let me tell you, Matt, they're being challenged.
8 straight game with 28+ points. That's a program record. Jordan Lewis back. And Dennis Norfleet. Norfleet back to receive. Mitch Ewald in a 4-point game. And this one is out of the end zone. Coming up tonight, it's a Leaders Division clash when the Badgers head to Champaign to take on the Fighting Illini under the lights. Coverage starts at 8 Eastern, presented by Buick on BTN and BTN to go. Melvin Gordon and Nathan Shieldhouse tonight on BTN. Melvin Gordon leads the way. The Big Ten on the ground. 9:27 remaining in the third. Jake Butt in motion. Play action. Gardner fires, and he underthrows Devin Funchess.
Well, not only did he overthrow him, he threw it late. And it was low and it was late. And, you know, that's the type of ball when all of a sudden, if a cornerback sniffs it out, it's a pick six.
35-31.
And he's working on Tim Bennett. We've talked about him quite a bit. We've seen him make those type of plays. He can be a dangerous defensive back.
2nd and 10. Hand off Toussaint. Toussaint turns it back up. And Mark Murphy is there. Murphy coming in for Antonio Allen. We haven't seen Allen return since he was along the sideline.
That Mark Murphy, he comes from good stock. His dad played safety at Green Bay Packers for a long time. From Glen Oak High School, he went to West Liberty State. I'm sure he's watching his son play today, hoping for an upset here at the Big House.
35-31. Jeremy Jackson in motion. Evan Gardner quickly fires, and it's exactly what you were talking about. Bennett nearly picked one off as Gallen slipped up.
Well, you know what I like about Tim Bennett? He got beat on the double move by Gallen earlier, but he's not backing down. He's competing. He's saying, you know, I'm going to play my position, my techniques. I'm well coached. You throw that ball out here late, I'm going to pick it off.
Shane Wynn is back. Matt Wild to punt. A big 3 and out by that Indiana D off the side of the foot. Bouncing around. And it's going to come to rest at the 32-yard line. Let's send it to Dave Refson.
Matt, Ohio State in a serious battle with Iowa. It was 24-17 Buckeyes, but Jake Rudock and Jake Duzey answer emphatically. 85 yards on that hookup. We're now tied at 24 in the shoot.
What a game down in Columbus. Got a good one here in Ann Arbor. Houston, the running back, Trey Roberson, has added another dimension to this offense for sure here on this day. Roberson under pressure. And he gets rid of it as Jake Ryan was right there.
Another smart move by Trey Roberson. The play broke down. You got to throw it away, come back and play another down. Don't make a bad situation worse.
Michigan trying to get lined up. And Roberson is tackled. James Ross III.
Official time. Injured player.
Stephen Houston down.
You get the feeling that for Michigan, anytime there's a break in the action, for whatever reason it might be, they feel so fortunate. You can see Greg Madison, he's going to go out there and talk to his guys and settle them down a little bit, make sure they're communicating properly. And obviously, this is a big third down. So with Houston going down, this becomes a advantage for the Michigan defense.
You see on the left of your screen, Houston being helped off now. D'Angelo Roberts on the field for Indiana, along with Latimer, Wynn, and Nick Stoner.
Michigan showing blitz. Indiana looking to the sideline. Michigan may be coming or may not be coming. They might be bluffing.
Roberson fires over the middle. Latimer with the reception in traffic.
Yeah, Michigan faked the blitz. The linebackers dropped out, but they still were able to get the slant route.
First and 10, Roberson fires it deep. Stoner makes the over-the-shoulder grab. Nick Stoner. What a reception. Jordan Lewis, a true freshman from Detroit, on the coverage. Big time catch. 42 yards.
We're going to take a look at this one, Matt.
Michigan. First of the half.
7:22 to go. Timeout, Michigan.
Brady might be taking a timeout so that maybe they will take a look at it. He's out there talking to the officials, trying to see the replay on the big screen up there. It looked like he
got down. Yeah, for sure. He controlled it. It was a great catch. Watch here. Stoner's got the right foot down. That's a catch. And he controlled it.
Yeah, this is new this year too. You know, they'll keep showing the replay, and so everybody, everybody in the big house are looking at the screen, to see what we can see on our screens right in front of us. But I think it was a good call.
(35-31) with 7:22 to go in the third. Stoner with a huge reception there. Roberson with Roberts in the backfield.
Previous play is under further review.
There you go.
The ruling on the last play was a completed pass.
James Robinson wants to take a look at it. There's 7:22 to go. Certainly looked like Stoner had his foot down in control of the football. Remember, you need indisputable video evidence to overturn it.
And you know, Matt, it was not bad coverage by Jordan Lewis. I mean, he got back, he turned around, looked for the ball, he got his hand up, but it was a perfectly thrown ball over the outside shoulder where only the receiver can catch it, but far enough inbounds where he can catch it.
Well, there's the foot in. Does he have control? To me, he's got control. Right here, that's control. No doubt about it.
No doubt. That's a catch.
And then it's knocked away.
I don't see anything that they could overturn it there, Matt. It was ruled a catch on the field.
Yep. I would agree. You need indisputable video evidence.
How good are these Indiana quarterbacks, both of them, Sudfeld and Roberson, and the wide receivers, numerous wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, Latimer, Wynn, Hughes, Stoner with the big catch there. You can't forget about the tight end, Ted Bolzer from Cincinnati, Ohio. Here's the throw here. Roberson just winds up and fires it down the sideline. Puts it right over the shoulder.
The Rowan on the field stands.
Yeah.
It's a reception. First down.
Yep. Not surprised there.
People saw the ball come out after the fact.
Yes.
After he caught it, was inbounds, maintained it, rolled on his back, then it came out.
35-31. 7:22 and a chance for Indiana here. Roberson. He's at the 10. Chris Wormley there from Toledo, Ohio on the stop.
Madison had the right defense dialed up. He came with a blitz. Roberson ran right into it, gained a few yards.
Roberson on a handoff. D'Angelo Roberts. Roberts, the Bloomington, Indiana product, is stopped by Willie Henry. 6:50 to go in the third. Out of the shotgun. 3rd and 3.
I think this is where when Roberson's the quarterback in the game, he's so much harder to defend. Possibilities running the football.
To the air. The end zone broken up. Taylor was right there. Pass intended for Latimer.
Well, you can see the throw. And whoa! If I was the wide receiver coach for Indiana, I'd be a little upset there. I think Taylor got away with one there.
4th and 3. Mitch Ewald hit a career best 50 at the end of the first half. This is for 23 yards and 3 points. It's good. It's now 35-34. Nick Stoner, what a great reception. And Kevin Wilson upset with the officials here at the Big House. After the 23-yard field goal off of the right foot of Mitch Ewald here at the Big House. 24th ranked Michigan coming off of that 4 overtime loss at Penn State. Indiana lost a week ago at Michigan State, their first road game of the season. That was coming off of a great win at home against Penn State. Norfleet in the end zone. He's going to bring it out. Norfleet slips up and is stopped at the 11. Kenny Mullen right there on the scene.
Well, he keeps trying, but
You like the decision to bring it out?
No. I think he should have put his knee down. They haven't had great success. He's looking for the home run, and he's not going to get it. Not right now. Not that deep in the end zone.
So from the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. Play action. Devin Gardner. And Funchess reels it in. And Heben there on the stop. And a 1st down. Nice throw by Devin Gardner.
Well, it is, and you come right off first play coming out of there, and you feel you got to do something. Well, play action pass, and when you throw it that deep and be able to push people off like the receivers are, that's hard to defend. But you kind of get the feeling that Brady Hoke thinks he's in a shootout. He's got to score a lot of points too.
It's turned into that. Handoff to Sun, still on his feet, and wrapped up by Ryan Phillips and David Cooper. Great connection between these two schools. Of course, Bill Mallory right there. Middle of your screen, 1984 to 96. Indiana head coach Doug Mallory, the defensive coordinator, went to Michigan. And Kurt Mallory, Michigan secondary coach.
What do you think they talk about at the family 4th of July picnic, huh? They talk football. That's what those guys do.
Doug and Kurt, they talk every single week. Devin Gardner throws it downfield to Gallen, who got behind Bennett, and nearly a touchdown. Another big-time connection, 70 yards.
Very, very similar to the play that we saw before. Again, you got to give credit to that offensive line. Play action. Give them all time in the world. Let a guy like Allen make a double move. We've seen Bennett out there when he's been sticking his nose there competing. I guarantee you, he jumped that outcut to get beat that big.
Second 70-yard catch today. A Michigan record, 290 yards receiving. Handoff. Toussaint lowers the shoulder, but he's unable to inch closer to that end zone. Harden and Simmons right there.
Well, let's take a look at it right here. When all of a sudden, when you see him right there, Gallen, and he's also awful good receiver. You see that little double move right there, and you saw Bennett. He jumped it. He wants to pick it off, make something happen. Home run.
Gardner, Toussaint into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. His 3rd of the day.
Matt, is anybody going to play defense out here today? Huh? I mean, you get the feeling whoever plays defense first is going to win this football game.
Toussaint, 10th of the season.
Nice cut outside. Run the daylight, they call that. Pinned him inside, bounced outside, get it in the end zone.
25th rushing touchdown of his career. Gibbons. Toussaint 86 yards on the ground. Michigan 42-34. Let's go to Dave Repson.
Okay, Matt, Ohio State is back in front of Iowa. Check out Carlos Hyde here. Somehow maintains the balance and then dives for the end zone. It is the Buckeyes on top now of the Hawkeyes, 31-24.
All righty, here in Ann Arbor, 42-34. Big time play. Gallen a record 290 yards receiving.
And stay tuned because we got a long way to go. Big plays. Now you got to think. You think ahead. Now you start to think they'll go back to Bennett side to get the ball back. They got to back them off now. Let's work those out cuts in front of them.
42-34, 4:06 to go in the 3rd.
At least that's what I'd be thinking. I mean, you can't give up those home runs like that, and you got to respect. You can't play scared, and obviously Bennett isn't, but they got him twice.
Houston is wrapped up and brought down by Jordan Lewis. Coming up tonight, it's a leaders division clash when Melvin Gordon and the powerful Badgers battle Nathan Shieldhouse and the Fighting Illini. From Champaign, Illinois, coverage starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, presented by Buick on BTN and BTN to go. As we look at the leaders standings, Ohio State 2-0, trying to remain perfect. Looking in the eyes of Desmond Morgan. 1st and 10. Roberson fires it up top to Isaiah Roundtree. Breaks free of a tackle by Blake Countess, and then finally hit out of bounds by Stribling. And Godin.
Yeah, Blake Countess, he missed that first tackle there, and he's an awful good one.
2nd down. Roberson's pass is complete to Roundtree once again. And moving the chains, and got to hurry up and get all lined up.
The pass rush by Michigan's a lot different when Roberson's in there because they're worried about him pulling the ball down and running with it.
Roberson looking to run. And caught from behind by Cam Gordon. And then Gideon. Roberson down the field. Caught by Hughes. Kofi Hughes into the end zone. What a grab. 67 yards as Hughes takes it away from Channing Stribling and works his way down the sideline. One big strike after another.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm speechless. It's unbelievable. I thought the ball was going to be intercepted, and it turns into a touchdown.
Looking like they're going to go for 2 here. Going for 2 in the tie. Coleman in the backfield. No pitch it. Latimer's going to throw it. He had Ted Bolzer, but he threw a dart just a little bit too low.
Well, you know, when they come up with a play that fast, going for 2 points, you know that was their predetermined 2-point play. You always carry 1 or 2 of those going to every game, and that's what they went with.
Going for the 2 points here.
Yeah, a little reverse and go with a reverse pass. And wasn't the best pass, I can tell you that. And I think they had him open.
It definitely had Bolzer there. This grab by Hughes, big time. Stribling thought he was going to come away with an interception. And Hughes able to rip it away.
Channing Stribling, I tell you, he's having a rough indoctrination to Big Ten football. Last week, Robinson going over the top, and he just took it away from him. You know, hey, that ball's up there, and
now that
great play by Kofi Hughes.
Kofi Hughes. That was a weight room grab right there. All that extra time in the weight room, taking that away from Stribling. And Norfleet, I think you heard you, Coach.
I think he probably heard Brady Hoke more accurately. All right, now you're Michigan. Do you come out wide open again, or do you? That's not really what they want to do. You know that. Al Borges says you got to be true to your core run-pass balance regardless of what happens. Let's see if he's going to stay true to it. They want to be about 50-50.
Garner is throwing for 369 yards. Tucson has run for 86. and 3 touchdowns. Gardner on a keeper. No place to go. Doug Mallory's defense. And with the stop, Bobby Richardson right there. And John Lehman.
You know, it's interesting when you look at Michigan, their offense, they really like to be a pro type attack, get into 2 backs, run the power, do those type of things, but you can still see part of that old Rich Rod offense that Denard Robinson used to run.
High formation, play action. Fires at Gallen, sidesteps his way, and now tackled from behind by Bobby Richardson. Gallen just continues to build on a magnificent day. 11 catches, 302 yards.
Well, again, Tim Bennett, he was in good position there, but you got to make the tackle. He missed the tackle and moved the chains.
1st and 10. At the 37.
Michigan in unbalance again.
Handoff, Toussaint spinning around, and Tim Bennett comes up to make the tackle. 42-40, 1:35 to go in the 3rd.
Well, you got to know who you're playing, and the truth, the facts are that Indiana, at times, they play good against the run, but the whole body of work is not a good rush defense, and that's why Michigan keeps pounding it in there.
Second and 6. Gardner looks underneath. Gets it to Gallen, and Gallen, stumbling forward, is going to pick up that 1st down as David Cooper is able to come across and make the stop.
Well, they ran the hide screen to Gallen. It wasn't clean. That's why you saw Gardner kind of double pump it, but he fought his way through it and made the play for the 1st down.
What a day for Devin Gardner.
Yeah, but you know what? The only thing that matters is who wins the football game. Statistics are going out the window here.
Gardner, pump fake, with time, fires to a wide open Jeremy Gallen. Wide open as Michael Hunter finally comes over to make the tackle. And a new record, passing record, set by Devin Gardner.
Well, this is the result of Bennett getting beat 2 plays deep. They did the same thing. Play action pass, double move. They didn't do the double move, but that corner thought it was a double move, and he thought, I'm not going to get beat deep. And all of a sudden, you leave a guy like Gallen with all that green grass, you got big problems.
How about Gallen? 343 yards receiving.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Gardner, 422 yards through the air, a new school record. And after 3 quarters, it is 42-40. We head to the 4th. And what a day here at the Big House. Hang on. What's in store in the 4th quarter? Tonight, from Champaign, Illinois, Wisconsin against Illinois at 8 o'clock Eastern. BTN football presented by Buick. From the 18, Devin Gardner gets away from Harden. Harden still chasing him and finally tackles him from behind.
Well, great effort by Flo Harden. You know, he was in good shape, except that all of a sudden he underestimated the speed and athleticism of Devin Gardner. He didn't give up. He stayed after it. He knows what's at stake here.
42-40. Michigan up by 2. Gallen What a day. 343 yards receiving. Gardner on a handoff. Toussaint trying to get outside. Mark Murphy right there. Tim Bennett and Nick Mangieri. Big Ten record.
Play was down by 4 progress. Second down.
13 receptions for 343. And still 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, I doubt he's done for the day.
No. Gardner under center. Gardner gets away from Mangieri into the end zone. And a penalty marker is down as Tim Bennett comes in and hits Devin Gardner.
Going on the field. There's a touchdown after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Number 24. The 15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Well, you can see this play. Nick Mangieri, he made the sin of all sins. You don't go for the pump fake. You don't jump. You keep your feet on the ground. He got faked out.
Correction, it was a personal foul on number 24.
8th touchdown this season for Gardner, 2nd of the day. Gibbons. It's good. 49-40. Brady Hoke and his defense get a stop against that high-powered Indiana Hoosier offense. 13:40 to go. With 13:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Matt Wild to kick off. Houston and Roberts back. Kicking from the 50 after the penalty. In today's Nissan Heisman history, we look back at 3 Wolverines that captured the coveted trophy. Number 98, Tom Harmon, was the first to win the award in 1940. 51 years later, wide receiver Desmond Howard garnered 85% of the first place votes. And in 1997, Charles Woodson became the first and still the only player to win the Heisman primarily for his defense. Roberson on a handoff to Coleman. Busts right through the middle up to the 40-yard line. What a great run by Coleman before Wilson makes a stop in a 17-yard pickup. Coleman 11 carries for 71 yards. And Ted Bolzer, 2 big plays back-to-back. 20-yard gain.
Like I said, can anybody play defense today?
Here we go. And jumping.
Offside. Defense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Let's go down to John Jansen. John?
Well, something that's been so successful for Indiana all day is they hurry up. They get that quick tempo. Michigan is not getting lined up. Their linebackers are out of position. Their defensive backs aren't getting out on the receivers like they need to be. And the defensive line, a lot of times they're snapping that ball and their knee is still on the ground.
1st and 5. Handoff. Houston has got the first down. And Taylor rides him out of bounds along with Wilson. And a pickup of 14.
I've seen it change by Michigan this series, and it's not working. They're trying to walk their corners up, playing aggressive on the wide receivers.
Handoff once again. And James Ross III makes a stop.
Those corners are up in that press position like Michigan State played Indiana, and it was effective, but all of a sudden Indiana, they saw that, they went right back inside.
Roberson escapes the defense of Michigan. Gets by Wormley and Ross and into the end zone. Indiana strikes.
Well, that's the dimension that Trey Roberson offers, the extra threat of him running the football like that. He can take off and run. No easy guy to tackle, as you can see right here. And he's going to go to the end zone. And now as it plays out, remember, Indiana went for 2 last time. They didn't get it, of which if they would have got it, it'd be a whole different ballgame. They could tie it up here.
Mitch Ewald, the extra point. Over 1,000 yards of offense today between Michigan and Indiana. 49-47. 12:15 to go. That's an eternity with these two teams. Roberson into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
Football on BTN is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by the United States Marine Corps. The United States Marine Corps celebrates the fighting spirit of this year's Big Ten players.
This half, Coach, Indiana, 5 possessions, 4 touchdowns, and 1 field goal.
Well, you know, Kevin Wilson says, well, you're going to see Trey Roberson. Man, have we seen him, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
What a day for Roberson. Indiana trailing by to 49-47, over 1,000 yards of offense for both teams. Roberson, 9 carries, 39 yards. He's thrown for 262 yards. Norfleet's going to take it. He is brought down at the 20-yard line. Huge numbers for Trey Roberson.
Well, let's just check him out. We know he's a running quarterback, but he's not a wild quarterback. He can throw the ball. He finds Shane Wynn. He finds Shane Wynn again. Then he's going to find Coffee Hughes. And then we know he can do this. He is dangerous. He'll pull the ball down, and he'll just demolish your defense. Trey Roberson, what a game so far.
13 of 19 for 262, 3 touchdowns. 9 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. Gardner steps back, fires, has Gallen. Jeremy Gallen continues his brilliant day, a 25-yard pickup, 368 yards receiving.
Well, without a doubt, this series that they're running play action with 2 receivers out there with either a double move by Gallen or the inside receiver going deep and him stopping on the out, Indiana doesn't have an answer for that.
Gardner under center. High formation. Hand off Toussaint. And Toussaint barrels ahead. Michigan record total yards coming into today, 502. Denard Robinson, that game at Indiana, South Bend. Well, today, 504.
Did you say 504? Wow. Man.
And there's still 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 5 into Indiana territory. Handoff. Toussaint gets away from Simmons, and now wrapped up by Flo Hardin.
See, here's the dilemma that Doug Mallory has, Coach. They got those twins out there, and they're running those combination routes like I talked about. If he goes to a too high safety, and then Michigan goes to the run, you got a big run, you got a big problem. That's why you got to disguise and hope you guess right.
1st and 10. Funchess, top of your screen, play action again. Gardner steps up. Gardner tucks it under, on his feet, spinning. And Zach Shaw and Cooper are there. And inside the 20-yard line. Down at the 19.
You know, Matt, it's a team game, but you kind of get the feeling that we've got a battle here between Devin Gardner and Trey Roberson. You know, it's like you do something, I'm going to do something a little bit better. It's a two-man fight out there.
And so much time left. Trey Roberson looking up at the clock saying, that's all right. I'll get it back. Toussaint trying to bounce outside. Can't. Greg Heben comes up.
Well, Michigan's running the football better, but I don't think they're running the stretch play very well. The two plays that have worked for them is the two-back off-tackle power and then the draw play when they show passing, giving it to Toussaint. Stretch play's not getting much for him.
Heben with 11 tackles here today. Buckeyes take care of the Iowa Hawkeyes, 34-24. Gardner fires it to Funchess. Funchess hurdles a Hoosier and down just short of the goal line. That was Tim Bennett that he flew over.
You don't think these kids aren't playing hard? If you can't get fired up watching guys play like this, you don't know what football's all about, Matt.
Funchess over top Bennett and just shy of the goal line. 3 catches, 46 yards for Funchess. 1st and goal.
What an athlete he is.
Fumbled snap. Fumbled snap. Indiana football. David Cooper comes away with it. The 2nd turnover here in the 2nd half for Michigan in a stunned Big House crowd.
Well, Kevin Wilson said at halftime, I need some defensive stops. Well, it's been a road race, but you've got 2 turnovers off your defense. That's pretty darn good.
Roberson operating from his end zone. .834 to go. Roberson in communication with his offensive line. Wynn is in motion. Roberson to run it out of the end zone. And he barrels ahead and dives close to the 8-yard line. Joe Bolden there.
Well, it worked, but that's a dangerous play coming out of your end zone, taking it in the shotgun snap and running lateral.
Sudfeld now checks in. What's in store here for Indiana? 2nd down. Out of the shotgun. Handoff. Houston trying to get outside. Cuts it back up. Gets by Joe Bolden. And coming up is Taylor and Wormley. There's Trey Roberson. Sudfeld fires. He left it out there. Thomas Gordon with the interception. Gordon down to the 5. Gordon, his first interception this year, 4th of his career.
Well, I'm not making an excuse for Sudfeld, but all of a sudden he's on the sideline. He's watching the game just like we are, and all of a sudden Roberson hurts his hand and has to go out. They said Sudfeld in. It's not like baseball where you bring the guy to the bullpen and you get a couple practice throws. He's standing cold. It's raining out a little bit, and he made a mistake.
Pass intended for Cody Latimer. And Roberson. So dejected and disappointed. Well, back where we started.
I was just going to say that. It could be worse, but...
Handoff. Toussaint, no place to go. And Doug Mallory's defense, led by the redshirt freshman Green, gets a big stop.
Well, like you said, we're back where we started. Not quite, but, you know, one turnover matches the other, so it's kind of becomes a wash. Now, obviously, Indiana would have liked to capitalize and taken it 99 yards and score, but it wasn't meant to be.
49-47. Still working on Trey Roberson's right hand. Second and goal. Toussaint. 27 carries, 106 yards. Gardner keeps it, and he is stopped by Ryan Phillips and Michael Hunter. Third and goal now with 6:43 and counting.
2 plays in a row. Good defense that time. Michigan, they lined up. They came into speed option out of the pistol formation. Awful good defense by the Hoosiers.
Gardner. With Gallen in motion. Out of the shotgun. Gardner, watch out. Here comes Flo Harden. Steps up. Gardner keeps it. Gardner into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. 6-yard run as Gardner finds his way into the end zone.
Second time, Flo Harden had a chance to make a play here in the second half. A big play, and he came up short and really got hurt by it.
What an effort by number 98, Devin Gardner. 3 rushing touchdowns today, 2 through the air. And Gibbons on for the extra point. Kevin Wilson saying that's all right. Let's just make sure Trey Roberson's right hand is feeling better. Gardner finds his way into the end zone. 24th ranked Wolverines lead.
Dave Revsine in our Chicago studios. We'll get you back out for what promises to be a wild finish at the Big House in a moment. Do want to update you, though. Ohio State has won the Buckeyes thanks to a great run here from Carlos Hyde. Hang on. They beat Iowa by the final of 34-24. So Ohio State still unbeaten. We'll hear from head coach Urban Meyer in our post-game report, the State Farm post-game right after the game, plus complete reaction from Ann Arbor. Crazy game. Let's go back to Matt.
No doubt, Dave. 56-47 with 6:01 to go. Still working on the right hand of Trey Roberson. And this was earlier. You see him racing off to the sideline. That's why Nate Sudfeld checked in. And Kevin Wilson looking at it. Says, all right, trainer, fix this. We got to get him right back out there.
I need this fixed, baby. Let's go.
Houston and Roberts back. Wild to kick off here. And what has been a wild game. It sails through the end zone. (1,170) total yards combined today by the offense of the Hoosiers and the Michigan Wolverines. And Roberson Comes in, you can tell, favoring that right hand. He is working out of the shotgun from the 25. What's in store here at the Big House with 6:01 to go? Handoff. Roberts stacked up and stopped for a loss. Cam Gordon comes in and a loss of 3. Roberts hobbles to the sideline. 2nd down and 13. Houston, the running back. Roberson's going to keep it. Roberson and dancing just for maybe a yard or 2 more up that sideline. Chased out by James Ross III.
Do I dare say this is a big 3rd down?
Oh, yeah. 3rd and long. 5:32 to go. Roberson out to Ted Bolzer and a 1st down. What a grab by the tight end as James Ross makes the tackle and a 10-yard gain.
One of the things that makes this passing attack so good is the passing guys.
Please reset the game clock to 5:08. Thank you.
Is the passer and the receivers, but no one knows who's going to get the ball. You talk about distributing passes all over the lot. They do a great job of it.
So 5:08 and counting now. 1st and 10. At the 38. Under 5 minutes remaining here at Michigan Stadium. Roberson finds Hughes. Kofi Hughes. Jordan Lewis gets the tackle.
We've seen seam routes. We've seen fade routes. Now they're going to the crossing routes.
Handoff. Houston. And Desmond Morgan comes in and makes a stop along with Jake Ryan. Third and 1. Houston grinding it out for the 1st down.
Stephen Houston is the ball carrier.
Roberson quickly to work now in communication. Michigan as well, trying to get lined up here. Roberson and Taylor comes in and undercuts Latimer. Under 4 minutes to go.
But he caught the ball. Great concentrations. These wide receivers are unbelievable.
Latimer 96 yards receiving on 5 catches. Hughes 5 catches for 124. Roberson. Houston's the running back. Ball at the 45 of the Wolverines. Here's Houston. Houston breaks it outside. Houston down at the 30, inside the 30-yard line to the 29, and Taylor makes the stop.
See, they've got a system, and the way they're throwing the ball, well, you'd say, well, why would they run the ball? If they get the look that they want to call, they're going to check to it, and they're off to the races.
Ball placed at the 30, a gain of 15. Four wide receivers set. Houston in motion. Roberson with time to the air, and it's picked off. Gordon with his 2nd interception. Stoner, it appeared, maybe cut the wrong way.
Without a doubt, Stoner ran an in route, and Roberson threw an out route. He thought the receiver was going to go outside, and miscommunication more often. You know, you always talk about, you know, you got to avoid losing before you can win. That was a losing play right there.
Here's Roberson. Yeah, Stoner cut inside, and Lewis got a piece of it, and then Thomas Gordon with his second interception of the game. Huge. 2:57 to go. A record-breaking day here at the Big House. Toussaint dives ahead. Today's Duluth Trading hardest working player.
Timeout, Indiana. Be a 30-second charge.
Devin Gardner.
Please put 2:53.
Look at those numbers.
Game clock. 2:53.
School records.
And you know what? Let's not forget, he's come under a lot of criticism the last couple weeks, and you got to just respect a guy like that. You got to block all that outside noise, so to speak, and you got to believe in yourself and know that a better day is going to come. And you know, in this game we talked about maybe the first team that blinks would lose the game. Well, that interception, Indiana might have just blinked if, and that's a big if Michigan can mount a drive and go down and score. Or run the clock out.
Rushing yards, passing yards, over 1,100. I mean, 668 total. Indiana, 502. 2:53 to go, Coach, here in the fourth. 1,218 total yards today. Gardner under center, Gallen in motion, I formation. Toussaint. Last week, 27 carries, 27 yards. Today, 29 carries for 110 yards in 3 touchdowns. Timeout taken by Indiana. 2:48 to go. (56-47), 2:48 to go. Michigan football. Devin Gardner under center. Funchess in motion. Gardner fires to Funchess. Funchess has a first down. Funchess down the sideline. Funchess into Hoosier territory before Greg Heben comes in and makes the tackle. A 38-yard pickup.
Well, Indiana was playing run the whole way. You know, when you have a 2-score game, you got to figure that Michigan was probably going to run the ball again to keep that clock going, to force another timeout and punt it away.
Gardner, 503 yards passing.
I like the looks of him. I would recruit him for my team.
Funchess with a big grab there. Of course, tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, the 25th ranked Wisconsin Badgers take on the Fighting Illini from Champaign. Funchess, 4 catches, 84 yards. Will Roberson get another shot? And Roberson and Stoner, they're talking to one another, and you see Roberson saying, that was me. That was not you running that route. That's on me. The interception. 8-point game with 2:38 to go. Can the defense get a stop?
Well, Stoner's over there talking, and I like what Trey Roberson did. He said, no, that was me. That was my fault. I made a mental mistake. You were right.
.238 to go. The ball at the 41 of Indiana. Toussaint, the running back. Gardner under center. Double tight ends. Toussaint time. Toussaint gets away from Flo Harden. Toussaint into the secondary before Dawson Fletcher makes the stop.
Well, you know what? Looked like he was going to be stopped for a minimum game, and he stopped, and he's got his feet moving, and you know, you got to watch that. Woo! I tell you, Flo Harden's missed a couple guys today. They got some good athletes here on Michigan, I can tell you.
A school record for yards, 727 back in 2009 against Delaware State. I was here for that game. Today, 723. And straight ahead, Toussaint, wrapped up by Simmons. State Farm postgame, so much to talk about.
Where do we start?
Jerry and Howard, they're going to be busy in the studio with 143 and counting. Look at the numbers today. Big Ten record, 369 yards for Jeremy Gallant.
The guy that's got the toughest job after this game is the guy that makes up the highlight reel.
Yep. 2nd and 9. Toussaint cuts it back up inside. Toussaint at the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. A school record 751 yards today. Toussaint with 4 touchdowns today. 62-47.
Well, they went back to that off-tackle power. That's been their best running play all day. And I'm sure that Al Borges, the offensive coordinator of Michigan, Brady Hoke, the head coach, that's a pleasant look to their eyes.
Gibbons, good. 63-47 in a wild one. Here in Ann Arbor, Toussaint, 32 carries, 151 yards, 4 touchdowns. Record shattered here at Michigan Stadium. Gardner, Gowan, and this offense of the Wolverines, 751 total yards.
You know, we're talking to Kevin Wilson the other day, and he's talking about scoring points, and we said, well, how many are you going to need against Michigan? He says, I think 90. Yeah. He wasn't too far off.
He's saying, hey, we go fast break football. Who knows? We may need 90, 92. All right, 1:12 to go here. Here's Greg Madison. Can his D come up with the stop? D'Angelo Roberts, Stephen Houston back. Matt Wild to kick it. On the ground, taken by the up-back. At the 35, and swarmed and tackled. Andrew Wilson taking it, and of course, coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, the Badgers take on the Fighting Illini at 8 o'clock Eastern, presented by Buick. We look forward to that. Gordon leading the way in the Big Ten, and Shieldhouse third in the Big Ten. Nearly 260 yards through the air. Today, 1,298 total yards by these two offenses. Nate Sudfeld on the run, looking underneath. It's Kofi Hughes, and he is stopped short of the 50 by Desmond Morgan.
Yeah, Brendan Byer came off the corner. He was rushing, but there was no contain on the other side.
Clock is running now. It's finally stopped. Roberson had to leave earlier with that right thumb. And came back in, threw an interception.
Which would, without a doubt, was the biggest play of the game, the way this game was going. A little miscommunication. Stoner went in, he threw the ball out, tip ball, and Gordon intercepted it.
Time put back on the clock, 55 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Sudfeld. Sudfeld with Wormley trying to track him down, fires, and is Latimer in bounds.
Sudfeld's pass incomplete.
It's incomplete. Gideon right there.
Then Gideon covering.
Gideon out of Hudson, Ohio. That's a tough cover for Gideon. Latimer out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Under pressure, out of the pocket. Inbounds, it is caught at the 41. 37 seconds remain. Wilson with the catch. Coming up, the State Farm post-game show with Dave, Jerry, and Howard. They'll get you all set for tonight's game down in Champaign, Illinois. Talked about all the great games today, including this one. Sudfeld takes a shot to the end zone. Incomplete.
Sudfeld pass incomplete in the end zone. Intended for Dewey.
There's no quit in this Hoosier outfit or any quit in that Hoosier coaching staff. They're going to coach it right down to the final whistle.
First time for Kevin Wilson as a head coach to lead his team in here to the Big House. And what a thriller. Sudfeld underneath. Inside the 30.
Sudfeld's pass complete to Shane
Win on the catch. 9 total touchdowns today for Michigan, 7 on the ground. 54 carries for 248 yards, and Indiana has been with him almost every step of the way. Sudfeld to the air, and he overthrows Wilson. 18 seconds left.
incomplete. Intended for Dewey Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
You would think it'd be awful difficult to get a deep one in here. Michigan should be cushioning the back off. Give them those little out routes in front. Just don't give them the home run. You got some room to spare, but why give up a home run right now?
18 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Under pressure. Frank Clark and Jabril Black right there, and Sudfeld has to get rid of it in a hurry.
They're yelling for grounding, but
Yeah.
I tell you, Stephen Hughes was right there. I mean, you'll see him. Yeah. He was in the area. That's the right call by the official.
3rd and 10 now. Nine seconds left. Sudfeld in trouble. Steps up to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Latimer. 4 seconds left, and it's 4th down. Ramon Taylor. Over 1,300 total yards today, Coach. School record 751 for Michigan. Gardner 503 passing yards, a school record. 584 total yards, also a Michigan record. And Gallen with 369 receiving yards, a Big Ten record. Sudfeld, the game is going to end. Frank Clark with the sack ends it. 63-47. The 24th ranked Michigan Wolverines are a perfect 19-0 at the Big House under Brady Hoke. 1,335 yards for both of these offenses.
There's a bunch of tired football players out there. You know, Frank Clark made that last play. He took his helmet off, and he gave that look like, thank goodness the game's over.
Michigan wins it. Let's send it down to John Jansen.
Coach, a couple of big records set today, 751 yards of offense, 503 yards passing. Did you see this one happening today?
Well, you know, I didn't see it happening. Obviously, we needed our offense because we had a hard time covering some guys, gave up some big plays, and we can't do that.
Well, you talk about the defense. Yeah, you struggled a little bit defensively, but you came up with 2 huge turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Well, we did, and we needed it because we needed the possessions on offense. And, you know, John, our offense came to play. They did a nice job, ran the ball well. I thought the offensive line did a good job. Devin managed the game pretty daggone well.
Last one, Jeremy Gallon. Just talk about the day that he had today with 369 yards of receiving.
That's a lot of yards. You know, Jeremy's been a guy who's just continued to improve every week and every day, and he's a really good leader for our football team.
Great, thanks, Coach. Let's head back up to Matt and Coach.
All right, John. What a special day for Jeremy Gallon and Devin Gardner and the rest of the offense of the Michigan Wolverines as they come through and they win it 63-47 over Indiana. What a day at the Big House. The 24th ranked Wolverines win it. Coming up next is State Farm post-game show. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. For Glenda Mason and John Jansen and our entire outstanding crew, I'm Matt Devlin. Let's go back to our Chicago studio and Dave Rebson.